If you're a fan of Pete Davidson, you're probably gonna like this movie. And if you even hate Pete Davidson, you're also probably gonna like this movie. And I'll just leave it at that. So let's hit the lights and let's get litty. Is that what the kids are saying? Get litty? Hello and welcome to the Martini Shot. My name is Brandon, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 2022 horror comedy Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. But before I do that, let's get some glow sticks and the nearest sword and make a bright neon pink cocktail I've named the Libra Moon. And if you like movie reviews and movie-themed cocktails, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. It seems like Gen Z has two criteria for their cocktails. It's gotta look cute, and it's gotta get you drunk without tasting any of the alcohol. So I've tapped into my college mindset back when, believe it or not, I hated drinking, to create this concoction. Basically for this drink, I wanted to make something that would probably appeal to the younger generation and make a simple and delicious party drink. I've opted to use tequila because nothing turns a night on its head quite like it. The drink is flavored with watermelon, raspberry, and grenadine to give it a nice neon pink appearance, and it's topped with champagne, which plays a significant role in the movie. Watch it, you'll find out soon enough. Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and start with our tequila. I'm using a Silver Patron. Might be a little too pricey for this kind of drink, but if you're gonna have a movie about 20-somethings just getting completely wasted, they're probably drinking the expensive stuff, not really even knowing what they're drinking. And we are gonna do 2 ounces of our silver tequila. Next, we're gonna be using a watermelon schnapps. This is gonna give the drink a little bit of sweetness and also kind of get it to that neon pink color that we're trying to achieve. We will do 3/4 ounce of the watermelon schnapps. Next, we're also gonna be using a raspberry schnapps. This is also going to further drive that flavor into a nice, fruity, easy to drink taste, and also kind of playing into the color just a little bit. So we're gonna do 1/4 ounce of the raspberry liqueur. And next, to finalize that sweetness and the color, we are gonna do just a little bit of grenadine, about 1/4 ounce. And the last thing we're gonna add to our drink is a little bit of tartness from some lime juice. We're gonna be doing 3/4 ounce. Now we have our drink made. However, we are not going to shake it just yet. We are gonna go ahead and prepare our glass before we let the ice get in there and dilute it too much by letting it sit. So for this drink, you're just gonna wanna use a normal little rocks glass, and we are going to be putting a sugar rim on it. So I've got my little container of the nice white stuff, sugar. Don't call the cops on me, please. And we are just going to rim the drink just like how we would do with salt for like a margarita. Same thing applies. The sugar on here. And then take out your credit card and start cutting it into lines. Don't actually do that, ignore me. Basically what you want to do is you want to take a lime wedge and you are just going to rim it around the rim of that glass, and then we are going to coat it with the sugar. And then to kind of match the aesthetic of the film, which is very party heavy, a lot of glow sticks too. We're actually just gonna go ahead and throw a few glow sticks into the drink just to kind of give it a nice, unique little look. All right, we can go ahead and throw some ice into the shaker and shake to chill. Got our prepared glass. We are also going to throw a little bit of ice in there as well. And now we strain. And now to finish it off, we are gonna be topping it with our champagne. I'm actually using Prosecco just because I prefer it, but either one will do. And let's go ahead and throw a lime wedge on there just to kind of bring it home. And there we go. Now you have your Libra Moon. All right, let's go ahead and give it a taste test. Like I said before, my goal was to make it sweet, but I didn't want it to be overly sweet, something that would just kind of overpower your teeth and just disintegrate them right on the spot. I think I've hit a nice little middle ground with the sweetness here. You do get the watermelon, do get a little bit of the grenadine and the raspberry, really brings that sweetness up. And I mean, having that sugar on the rim definitely adds a little bit to it also. But I think because we have that champagne, or Prosecco in my case, in there, I think it kind of cuts it a little bit. That bubbliness and that lightness really makes it a little bit more palatable, so it doesn't feel like you're just drinking candy, you know? And the tequila is definitely not lost in there. You can definitely tell it's there, however, it is not there in an overpowering manner, making it very easy to drink. If you absolutely hate the taste of tequila, you might still not like this, but I think it's mild enough that I think it'll be pretty palatable. Yeah, it has an ever so slight candy taste, but it never oversteps its boundary with the sugar. And I think the lime adds a little bit of tartness to it, helps out a lot, and even just having that wedge on the rim also adds a little bit of a scent thing to it that also makes it very sweet, very tart. I'm a big fan of this one. I think I pretty much accomplished what I was setting out to do. It's very easy to make. You could definitely make this for parties, even in bigger batches. Definitely give this a try. Even if you don't like tequila, I think this will make tequila very palatable for you, even more so than probably a margarita. Now that we have our drink, let's jump straight into the review of Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. It has certainly been a spooky year for A24 already, and we aren't even in the spooky season yet. X and Men were fairly enjoyable, and we've even got a prequel to X coming this September. But before that, we have Bodies, 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 a horror movie young millennials and Gen Z will relate to, considering it's filled with alcohol, hard drugs, and overanalyzing every little thing. The film sticks 7 friends, and I use that term incredibly lightly, inside a pitch-black mansion during a terrible storm. A seemingly harmless game of Bodies, 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 which is basically just live action Among Us, turns into a whodunit as the young adults soon begin dying one by one. Not the most original of ideas, but what I liked the most about this film was the modernization of how classic horror films used to portray their slasher fodder. Young, dumb, and completely oblivious to the rules of horror movies. Just like their predecessors, the characters here continually make things worse for themselves by splitting up, misreading situations, and getting absolutely plastered out of their minds. It's a good balance that allows the characters to be pretty terrible people, but you still have a lot of fun watching them. Yet the performances never truly downplay the severity of the situation, managing to make you laugh while still keeping believable stakes. You'll see a lot of character traits that aren't necessarily familiar to horror itself, but the most recent generation. You know, the party animals, your podcasters, and that one girl who always brings around a boyfriend that's twice her age. It does border on parody most of the time with their Twitter and liberal arts vernacular, but the context in which it's used never feels like it was put in the script for a cheap laugh. For me, Rachel Snow and Pete Davidson were absolutely the standouts here. I was kind of surprised to see this film be more of a slower paced sneak through the dark house rather than a straightforward slasher. There aren't all that many scares and the gore is fairly tame. And most of the kills, as you might expect, happen off screen. The film relies a lot more on the tension of being lost in the dark, colored by an assortment of glow sticks, bracelets, and iPhone flashlights. Utilizing natural lighting is certainly amicable and gives the film a natural and believable atmosphere. The setting of the mansion is definitely tried and true, but the story doesn't always fully utilize a setting like this and is even sometimes hindered by it. The story does a decent job at subverting expectations and playing against what you're used to seeing in the horror genre. And even though I guessed the ending fairly early on, I think it works pretty well for this kind of story. I don't want to spoil it, but it's pretty funny. The film's sense of humor is certainly what carries the film, being wholly self-aware in its youthful cynicism, and even a surprising critique of Gen Z culture beyond their love of buzzwords. Yet it helps carry the film through the occasional slow and repetitive story beats. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is a lot of fun whether or not you were born in the TikTok era, as it offers both relatability and satire so everyone can enjoy it. It's not entirely successful in flipping the genre on its head, as its setting and story play by the rules for the most part. It's a good laugh, a short watch, and a potentially fun new drinking game if you can secure a big enough building. Just maybe try to play with people you actually like. For my rating, I'm giving this film 3.5 kukris out of 5. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of The Martini Shot. If you saw Bodies, 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 let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. And let me know if you gave the Libra Moon a try. If you like what you saw here and would like to see more, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me across all social medias. Those links are down in the description below. And if you're looking for more movie reviews and movie-themed cocktails, be sure to check out my website, martinishot.blog. Until next time, thank you again for watching. I will see you in the next one. Live deliciously, but please remember to drink responsibly.